What's good? What's good, everybody? Wealth Building Wednesday. Let's get into it. I'm gonna jump straight into it. I've been gone for a little second, had to take a break, so I'm back with some of the same type of information. You know what I'm saying? The same type of knowledge, the same type of strategies and inspirations to get y'all going, get y'all started on y'all wealth building journey. So the first thing I want to talk to y'all about is something that's fairly simple. It's investing in dividends. And in order to build wealth, like you gotta have a long-term plan, a long-term goal, like something that is, you know what I'm saying, not something that's gonna happen overnight, but it's wealth. It's not riches, it's wealth. So let's get that understood. First, let me say that for those who confuse the two. Like, you can be as rich as you wanna be. Like, I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you for being rich, but I don't even wanna be rich. Rich ain't for me. I want to be wealthy. You know what I'm saying? Because you can be rich today and broke tomorrow. Once you're wealthy, you're wealthy. It don't go away. It's generational. It passes on to your kids. It passes on to your grandkids. And wealth isn't about a certain amount of money. Wealth is about a mindset and about an income flow. You know what I'm saying? If you can create as many streams of income as you can, and as you can keep them going, you can set systems in play to sustain those income streams. Like, that's when you become wealthy, because you don't have to work. You just sit back and collect all your money off of the work that you already put in. It starts right here. It starts right here with the mindset. Then it goes from the mindset to the knowledge of how to do it, the application of the knowledge. And then everything else just falls in the line. It comes with networking and all that, you know what I'm saying? But it starts right here. Mindset. So that's why Mindset Monday is before Wealth Building Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So I talked to y'all about REITs. They're called Real Estate Investment Trust. I talked to y'all about those. I explained to y'all that REIT or a REIT has to pay out 90% of their earnings in dividends. So those will be some good companies for you to buy into. If you can catch them at a good, decent, lower price, buy into those companies and just keep on buying into them. Let those dividends build up. And so me and a guy had a conversation. Me and one of my brothers, one of my closest brothers, we had a conversation maybe last week. I was supposed to do this video last week, so I apologize that I didn't, you know what I'm saying, bring it to y'all on time, but here it is. We had a conversation like, last week sometime, and we was talking about wealth building, and we was talking about building wealth through dividends, through stocks. And he was saying that, what he's doing is he's taking his money and he's putting money into dividends. Like, he just putting money into stocks that pay out dividends. He just continuously puts his money into, like, he'll get paid, he'll take so much amount and he'll just throw it into the stock market. Dividends. You know what I'm saying? Building up his position, or even starting new positions and building deeper on those positions. You know what I'm saying? To get dividends coming in from different places. Now, I think that that's a great idea. You know what I'm saying? But like I told him, I had to explain to him, because we had to talk about this, and I had to explain to him, like, it would make more sense to me to take some winnings or take some profits, take some earnings off of something that I put in and use that for dividends. So basically, here goes the rundown. I take $300. And I'm just saying small numbers, because y'all might have 3,000, y'all might have 30,000. I don't know what you got. I'm just saying small numbers. I'll take $300 and I'll put it into a stock brokerage, Robinhood, Webull, whatever one you feel comfortable with, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, it's a lot of them. I'll put it into a stock brokerage, and then I would take that $300 and I would buy as many good options, stock options that I can, as many good stock option contract that I can with those $300. Or I might just buy one stock option contract, you know what I'm saying, with those $300. But the money that I'm gonna make off of those options, which will only take a couple of days, maybe a week at most, because you buy an option that expires the next week, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't take long to make your money. And then you make that money and you take that money and you put that money into dividends. Hell, you can put all of it into dividends. If I take $300 and I spend $300 and I turn in $300 into $500, I'm going to take them $200 and I'm going to put that into the dividends. I'm going to buy some stocks that paying me some dividends with those $200, and I'm going to take this $300 and I'm going to do it again. So now you're letting your wealth, you're letting your money build money for you, and you don't have to keep taking money out of your paycheck. That's called managing your portfolio. If I got $500, if I got $5,000 in my stocks, in my stock portfolio, and I take and I go and buy options with this $500,000, and I turn this $5,000 into say $7,500, or I turn this $5,000 into $15,000. Whatever profit that I'm turning it into, the 5 was what I first initially put in there. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that 5 in there. I ain't gonna never touch that 5 because I'm gonna use that 5 to turn it around. And if I'm gonna invest in dividends, I'm gonna use the money that I'm making, the profit that I'm making off of that, to invest in those dividends. Now, it sounds easy, but it's not that easy because you gotta make the money. Like, you gotta actually put the money in the right stocks options so that way you can make the money so you can have it to invest. But for me, I'd rather invest what I'm winning instead of invest what I'm trading my time for. So if I'm working at a job and I take $500 out of each check and I take that $500 and put it into the stock market and buy stocks that pay me dividends, yeah, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm the same person, I'm working a job and I got $500 out of each check and I take that and put it into the stock market, and instead of buying dividends with those 500, I buy stock options. I teach myself stock options. You come to me, you learn stock options. However you learn how to do stock options, you find out what the hell a stock option is and you get on it now. And then once you get good enough to where you can take $500 on the stock option and you can spend you can turn 500 basically into $800, $900. Just something small. If you can, when you can do that, then you just use that money to buy your dividends. That way, the money that the money that you was gonna be taking out of your income every month to put towards this, you can keep on chunking it in there too. But you're gonna reach your goal. Set yourself a wealth goal, and you're going to reach your goal way faster by multiplying your money instead of just letting it sit there and pay the dividends back out to you. You see, if it makes any sense to y'all, that's basically the conversation that we had, and I made him understand where I was coming from with that and what I meant by that. Like, set up the drip. Remember I taught y'all about the drip. This ain't the drip. This shit ain't paying me no money back. I don't even know who made this shirt. But I ain't getting nothing back off of this by spending on this. But I can buy some stocks that pay out some dividends, and then they can pay me my dividends, and then I set up a drip, which is a dividend reinvestment plan, and I let the money that I made from these dividends go back into that stock, reinvested in that stock, so that I get more dividends on the next go round. And that's the drip right there, y'all. That keeps on going. It keeps on going. It don't stop. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want y'all to understand. Stock options are your friend, and dividends are your friend as well. And if you can get your friends to work together, then you don't have to work because they're working for you. Money is a tool. It's not something that you cherish it or something that you make sure that you gotta have the most or more than anybody else. Like, it's not no competition. You do what you can do in your own time. You know what I'm saying? And you do what your mind lets you do. And you know what I'm saying? Make the most out of your situation. But just understand, we're not trying to be rich. We're trying to be wealthy. And one of the ways to wealth is creating some passive income. And dividends is definitely a way of creating passive income. So learn stock options. Put money in stock options. The profit that you make off stock options, you put that into a REIT. And you take the money that you originally put in there and you use that money to do it again. And just keep on doing it. Don't stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? And you'll look up, first of all, you're still working because you're still picking the right stock options to make profit. And then plus on top of that, the ones that you already buying, they already making money for you because they paying out dividends. Then you got the drip going on. So it's paying out, it's multiplying your dividends. Every time you get dividends, it's multiplying. Like, bro, you're going to look up in 10 years. Now, we ain't even going to talk about the numbers you're going to have in 10 years, but most people don't have that 10-year mindset. Most people have that 10-day mindset. Get out of that. There's ways you can get money quick and flip that money. Yeah, you want to do that too, but you also want to have that long-term investment strategy in place because you got to build wealth for your kids, and your kids ain't going to need $100,000 in 10 days, but they'll need that $100,000 in 10 years. You see what I'm saying? So, like, don't be trying to rush everything. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it the right way and pace yourself. And don't be getting caught up in what these other people are doing and trying to keep up with the Joneses, bro. Just pace yourself, sis, and do what you can do. But I'm giving y'all, I constantly come out here to give y'all strategies, give y'all ideas, give y'all, you know what I'm saying, like giving y'all some type of something to go off of, because a lot of people are lost and they don't know what to do. A lot of people got money and don't even know what to do with the money. Y'all come holler at me. That's what I'm trying to teach y'all how to do. Okay, so the next thing I want to speak to y'all about is is a strategy that I call O.N.C.E. And O.N.C.E is an acronym. The acronym is O.N.C.E. The acronym is Own Nothing, Control Everything. Okay. I coined that term. Y'all don't take that from me. Like once, that's my shit. But anyway, so basically what you want to do is you want to set up a trust. You want to set up a trust fund for your kids, for your wife, or whoever your beneficiaries are you want them to be. You want to set up a trust fund, right? And this is a trick. This is how these real estate guys don't pay no tax. This is how y'all wondering how Donald Trump don't pay no tax. I'm finna give y'all some game. How these people ain't paying no taxes. You set up a trust fund. Irrevocable trust. It don't matter. A trust is going to be irrevocable if you're alive, regardless. Like once it be, you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't even going to get into all of that. I'm just going to say, just set up a trust, right? Then you set up an LLC and you let your trust own your LLC. You see what I'm saying? You're not the owner of the trust. You're just the manager of the trust. The owner of the trust is the beneficiaries, whether it be your kids or even your unborn kids or however you want to set this up. The trust has beneficiaries. They are the ones who own the trust, but they have no say-so in what's going on with the trust because you're the manager of the trust, okay? So you set up the trust and you let the trust own the main LLC that holds all the other LLCs because what you're going to do is you're going to start buying properties, and as you buy these properties, each property that you buy is going to have its own LLC that owns this property. But all these LLCs will be owned by the other LLC, the first one that you set up, that is owned by the trust. So what happens is you don't ever get sued. If anything happens, they can't even pierce the corporate veil to get to you. You know what I'm saying? Because first they got to go through, okay, this property is owned by this LLC. Okay, now this LLC is owned by, and it keeps on going to the point where they just get tired of looking. You know what I'm saying? Lawyers, it'd be hard for lawyers to find you. And so they can't come for your personal assets because, first of all, you're setting up LLCs, so your personal assets aren't even, they're not even liable for whatever damages or whatever the case may be. But what you want to do is be smart and you want to know how to play the game the way they play it. And when your taxes come from this LLC that owns this property, then they pass through to the next LLC. And then they pass through to the trust. You see what I'm saying? So by the time it's time for your trust to pay, or it's time for it to pay taxes, it's done passed through so many entities that the money is not even the same amount of money that it was from the beginning. So as you paying taxes, like man, it's a mean strategy, y'all. I don't want to go too deep into it because a lot of people aren't gonna understand what I'm talking about. So I just want to give y'all the basic, you know what I'm saying, things that you need to know when it comes to protecting yourself and hiding your assets, because hiding your assets and paying less taxes is also a wealth building strategy. If you have assets that everybody knows that you own and they can easily get to them, like just imagine how many people go in Walmart and slip and fall on purpose. What if you own that Walmart? You got to pay them folks out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way it is. But if they don't know who owns it, it's going to take a lot of, it's more legalities going into it. And so you got to be able to play their game as well. And so this is why this is a wealth building strategy, is because they don't know who owns this property, or who owns the property that owns this property. You know what I'm saying? Or who owns the company that owns this company. Like, they don't know that. And so while they're sitting here fishing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's other ways to mediate that to where it won't even come to you. You know what I'm saying? You won't even have to deal with that. So you're saving money that you could be losing because of whatever reason might happen. And then on top of that, you're saving money in the taxes that you're paying. Now, if I make a certain amount of money a year, if I make $100,000 a year and I got to pay out $20,000 of that, $30,000 of that in taxes, but I know how to write off all my expenses, if I know how to, you know what I'm saying, jump through these little loopholes that they have to make it to where I'm paying my taxes, but I'm not really paying anything, then I get to keep all 100,000 of that. I get to keep that whole 100,000 instead of giving that out over time. Here, the 100,000 a year, 30,000 every time you pay 100,000, you making something like that's a big chunk coming out of your income every year. Like, you don't want to do that if you don't have to. So if you guys want to build wealth, learn how to invest in stock options that make profit, and then the profit that you use to make off those stock options, put those into REITs, put those into any stock that pays dividends, and set you up a drip so you can reinvest your dividends and make your dividends grow more. And then learn the O.N.C.E strategy. And you got to come to me for the O.N.C.E strategy, because I created it. I didn't create the whole strategy, but the term O.N.C.E, making it an acronym, putting it into terms where we can understand it, like, I did that. That's me. You know what I'm saying? So y'all come holler at me. I'll show y'all how to do that, because that's what I'm here to do, is show y'all how to do stuff. That's what this is all about. Wealth Building Wednesdays, y'all. Save your money. Be careful about your taxes. Be mindful about that. And drip till you can't drip no more. Peace.